Hello everybody, welcome to TradeScope. My name is Luis Garcia and I'm a part-time trader. This is my weekly recap where I talk about all the stocks that I've been trading lately. Before I get started, I have to let you know that this video is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be taken as financial advice. Okay, let's get started. So again, another no trade week for me. Really been spending the whole of the second quarter defensively. Tariffs are back on at the end of the month from what I've read. I think that's still the case. So yeah, I've been playing really defensively, just letting some longer term positions kind of ride out and waiting for some returns. But I have been doing this thing where I go through my scanners at the end of the week and kind of look for one or two stocks, momentum trades that kind of caught my eye, even though I didn't trade them. And that stock for this week is KZIA. So that's KZIA Therapeutics. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but they announced, a few days ago, 2 weeks ago, they announced 1B, phase 1B, phase 1 trial data. So it's a biomed company. They're in some trial phase of a drug. And that news was released a couple weeks ago, so I believe that was probably right around here, the 3rd, at this first jump. And then they they announced transformative preclinical data demonstrating Paxlovid's potential to overcome immunotherapy resistance in triple-negative breast cancer. Okay, so it's a breast cancer drug. Interesting. So they released this news 4 days ago. They get a price target, maintained at $15 a share, maintained at a buy, both by Maxim Group, yes. And so as you could see, it popped up to $12.50 on the 11th, which was Wednesday. Pretty big gap. I think it was like 100 some odd percent, obviously, because it closed at $5.25 the day before, and then it popped all the way to a high of $12.86. That's a pretty significant pop. And looking at the momentum, it looks like it potentially may not be over. So it did sell off, got this big inverted hammer or shooting star candle, bounced right off the 200. So that's something technically to be a little wary of. But it did seem to continue to try to break back and test that high again. You could see that over the next couple of days, some more buying going on. And you could also see it in the momentum indicator. So green bars, each one bigger than the last, and the divergence is steadily increasing, way overbought. So be interesting to watch this over the past couple of days, see if there's another bounce play left or a short play potentially to fill this gap. Pretty much all gaps must fill in my experience. So like I said, I didn't trade it, but it looked like a good trade if I were able to have the time and capital to put into it. I just didn't, and I noticed that this weekend when I was looking over my scanners. So let me know if you guys traded it at all, and how well you did on it. Seemed like it was at the top of the scanner Wednesday morning, so I'm sure there's somebody out there who potentially made some money on that. And the only other position that I want to talk about today is GameStop. So GameStop has a turbulent history, it seems. I always seem to get into this at the wrong time. So they were trading at a high of $35. This was maybe 2 weeks ago. This was when they released the news that they were going to invest $500 million in Bitcoin, which I thought was good news. So I bought on that news. $35.80, I think, is my average. I forget how many shares, like 125, something like that. So not a crazy big position, but still enough to do some damage with a big drop, and that's exactly what happened. So it dropped right on that news. So sell the news, never really recovered from that. It tried once, tried twice, And then they go ahead and I think they released earnings. I don't know if it was earnings or some other news. Let me find it because it was something. Oh, yes, the private offering. So they announced a private offering. Let's see here. GameStop announces proposed private offering of $1.75 billion of convertible senior notes due in 2032. GameStop intends to use the net proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes, including making investments in a manner consistent with GameStop's investment policy and potential acquisitions. That's an interesting little tidbit right there. Potential acquisitions. I know there's been a lot of speculation about what they could possibly acquire. Maybe going into trading cards, I think was something that's been circulated around. I don't think that's been confirmed yet by management, but we'll see. So just kind of wanted to go through some of these other articles, see if there's any other different pieces of news. So this one came out 2 days ago. GameStop upsizes and prices offering of $2.25 billion of 0% convertible senior notes. So I don't know if that's true, but I guess it is. Here's one of the articles from MarketWatch. Let's take a look at this. So GameStop announces pricing of upsized private offering of $2.25 billion of convertible senior notes. So that's a big difference from $1.75 million. Let's see. GameStop Corp. Today announced the pricing of its upsized $2.25 billion aggregate principal amount of 0% convertible senior notes due 2032. The notes in a private offering to persons reasonably believed to be qualified institutional buyers pursuant to Rule 144A under the Securities Act of 1933 as amended. GameStop also granted the initial purchaser of the notes an option to purchase within a 13-day period beginning on and including the date on which the notes are first issued, up to an additional $450 million aggregate principal amount of notes. The sale of the notes is expected to close on June 17, 2025, subject to customary closing conditions. The notes will be general unsecured obligations of GameStop, will not bear regular interest, and the principal amount of the notes will not accrete. Boy, that's a lot. The notes will mature on June 15th, 2032, unless earlier converted, redeemed, or repurchased. GameStop estimates that the net proceeds from the offering will be approximately $2.23 billion, or approximately $2.68 billion if the initial purchaser exercises its option to purchase additional notes in full after deducting the initial purchaser's discount and commissions and estimated offering expenses payable by GameStop. Before March 15, 2032, holders will have the right to convert their notes only upon the satisfaction of specified conditions and during certain periods on or after March 15, 2032, until the close of business on the scheduled trading day immediately preceding the maturity date. Holders may convert all or any portion of their notes at any time. Upon conversion, GameStop will pay or deliver, as the case may be, cash shares of GameStop's Class A common stock per value $0.001 per share, or a combination of cash and shares at its election. The conversion rate for the notes will initially be 34.58 shares of Class A common stock per $1,000 principal amount of such notes, equivalent to an initial conversion price of approximately $28.91 per share of Class A common stock. The initial conversion price of the notes represents a premium of approximately 32.5% over the U.S. composite volume weighted average price of the Class A common stock from 1 p.m. through 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the New York Stock Exchange on June 12, 2025. Wow. The conversion rate will be subject to adjustment in some events, but will not be adjusted for any accrued and unpaid special interest. In addition, following certain corporate events that occur prior to the maturity date of the notes, or if GameStop delivers a notice of redemption in respect of the notes, GameStop will, in certain circumstances, increase the conversion rate of the notes for a holder who elects to convert the notes in connection with such a corporate event or convert its notes called or deemed called for redemption during the related redemption period. Let's just see if I can find some other highlights. They can redeem, GameStop can redeem before June 20th, 29. Let's see, Bentley. So basically, this acts like a dilution, but it's not the same as a regular public offering, because the holder of these notes can exercise some or all of them at any time. So it's not the same as like offering a certain amount of shares publicly and then closing that offering at a certain date in the near future. It's not like they priced in a $2.25 billion offering in the next month. That's going to close in like the next couple weeks. It's more like this is going to close from the person at the person who owns the notes discretion, and they have any time between now and 2032 to close those notes. So kind of interesting. Knowing that, I think it's a bit of an overreaction, the price drop, especially since the notes currently are valued at, what did we read it? It was like $28.91 per share is what they're valued at. And this is sitting now at $22. So I think way overblown of a sell-off. It's definitely in oversold territory according to all the indicators. And interesting enough, it's kind of hitting a bit of a resistance level. So let's take a look at a trend line here. Try to make it nice and visible. So here's this trend line right here. And that's been going on since last year. Yeah, since June of last year. So just looking for any other big trends. But that's kind of interesting that it kind of came down to that price level and found some support. And boy, was there a lot of selling, a ton of selling. Not this much selling since last year, this time when the whole Roaring Kitty thing came back. So interesting that all that selling happened, and now let's see if there'll be any buyback, But yeah, I'm in it. I didn't cut my loss yet. $35.80 cost basis, so right at the top of the move. So I think I learned my lesson on this one, that's for sure, hopefully. And yeah, I'm curious your thoughts on that too. If anybody has any thoughts on GameStop, please drop it in the comments, because I'd love to get a discussion going on this. Just an interesting stock to follow, and the whole class of meme stocks. Even if you're not trading them, just interesting to watch to see what the hell's going on with them. But anyways, that's all I had for you guys today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you to all those who are currently subscribing. Let me know down in the comments anything you'd like to have me talk about, or if you just want to start a discussion. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys next week.